Starting with the name of Almighty Allah, who is the most gracious and the most merciful. In this video, I'm going to teach you past perfect tense in detail. Do you know that past perfect tense is a little bit tricky as compared to other tenses? Well, before getting to its structures, let's talk about its definition or what past perfect tense is. Past perfect tense is used to show an action or state that happened or did not happen before another action in the past. Before which action? Before simple past tense. Past perfect tense happened before simple past tense. First, past perfect tense happens and then simple past tense takes place after past perfect tense. So, if you know about its structure, nothing will be difficult. Everything will come out smoothly and easily. You will understand it. So, the first structure, which is positive, pay special attention to this one. Subject, we use subject. Subject is, suppose if I say we, and then we go for had. This is helping verb. Helping verb of past perfect tense. We use had in past perfect tense. We had, and then we use third form of verb. Bear in mind that in every perfect tense we use third form of verb except continuous tenses, present or past or future perfect continuous tenses. There we use ing. We had. Third form of verb is if I say eaten. First one is eat, second form is ate, and third form is eaten. We had eaten lunch. We had eaten lunch. Now, we had eaten lunch. After this one, this is past perfect tense. After this one, we use simple past tense. But simple past tense always starts with subordinate conjunctions. Here we use subordinate conjunctions. Here we can use before, after, by the time, and when. We use these things. Well, we use before, by the time, and when with simple past tense. We had eaten lunch. You can say when. When they came. We use second form of verb because simple past tense. Look at here. Positive structure. We use subject. This is the subject. We is the subject here. And then had. Had is helping verb of past perfect tense. And then verb 3, third form of verb. Eaten. We had eaten lunch. Lunch is object here. It is an object. And then simple past tense. As I told you before, the simple past tense should be started with one of these subordinate conjunctions. So before, by the time, and when. When they came. Well, they came, I mean, okay, subject in simple past tense, second form of verb, and rest of the sentence. We had eaten lunch when they came. Or you can say we had eaten lunch before they came. Or you can say we had eaten lunch by the time they came. Simple past tense we use. This is positive structure. We had eaten lunch. This is past perfect tense. Up to this place, it is past perfect tense because subject had plus a verb 3 and rest of the sentence for object. We had eaten lunch. This is past perfect tense. And after this tense, we use simple past tense. We go for simple past tense. Second form of verb, subject, second form of verb, rest of the sentence. And as I told you that simple past tense should be started with one of these subordinate conjunctions. You can use before, after, by the time, and when. This is positive one. And if you go for negative one, so you can say, let me make another example. They had not, they hadn't or had not, they had not studied English. They had not studied English. Well, up to this place, this is past perfect tense. And now we go for simple past tense. Before, they hadn't studied before, they, simple past tense. Well, the subject, second form of verb, before they went to America. America. This is simple past tense. They had not studied English before they went to America. What does it mean? It means they went to America, and after this, they might have studied English or they might have learned English. But before going to America, they had not studied anything. This is negative one. They had not studied English. They hadn't studied English. Okay, before this action. Before which action? Before going to America. Before this action. They hadn't studied before this action. Before simple past tense. Well, first they didn't study. This action happened. And after this one, this action took place. I mean, they went to America and they didn't know English or they didn't study English. And after this, well, if you want to go for interrogative, well, you can bring this helping verb or past perfect tense to the beginning. You can say, had you been to where? To Kabul. Had you been to Kabul? Before or by the time, when or before. Before. Had you been to Kabul before if I say Taliban took control. This is a question. If I say, had you been to Kabul? Had you been to Kabul before? When? Before the Taliban took control. Well, it means if this action took place before this action. No, I hadn't been to Kabul before this one or before taking control. Before taking control, it means before the Taliban took control over that new regime, over that government. So this is a question. Well, past perfect tense is pretty simple. This is positive structure and then simple past tense. Negative structure, then simple past tense. Interrogative structure, then simple past tense. And these are the examples of past perfect tense. You can also make this pretty simple example. You can also say, well, I hadn't watched that movie. I hadn't watched that movie. I had not watched that movie. This is also past perfect tense. And if you want to just use simple past tense, before I came to Pakistan. You can also say Pakistan. I hadn't watched that movie before I came to Pakistan. Well, this is past perfect tense. I had not watched that movie before I came to Pakistan.